What's up, family? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, live in the flesh. No avatar tonight. How's everybody doing? What's good? Oh, goodness. I know I was supposed to start at the show at 8 o'clock. Black people, y'all know we never on time for anything. Y'all know the only time we are ever on time for something if it's free. If it's free barbecue, they giving out free concert tickets, they're giving out free hair bundles. That's the only time we on time for anything. Y'all know we be late for everything. What's up, y'all? What's up? How's it going? Nobody's not at the club tonight. Y'all ain't trying to catch happy hour. What's up? What's up? Hello, everybody. It's your girl, your diva knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. I want to give a big ups to all of my subscribers, all of you who have been rocking with me from day one, and you still rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. Big ups to all of my subscribers that have just subscribed. I want to welcome you to the family. I thank you for jumping on board with me at Mocha's Cafe de Paris. And if this is your first time here, I welcome you. I thank you for stopping by to my channel at Mocha's Cafe de Paris. What's up, freelance? How you doing, Steve Austin? To everybody in the chat room, I thank you. I welcome you for coming on in and hanging out with me. Now, as promised, I told y'all that since it was Friday, it's going to be a free for all. So tonight, I don't have any content. I don't have any topics. Basically, whatever y'all want to ask me, if you need my advice about something, you want my opinion about something, I don't care if it's sex, I don't care if it's marriage, anything pertaining to women, it's all about y'all tonight. It's all about y'all subscribers. Whatever y'all want to ask me, y'all need my advice, this is the time to do so. Because I rarely do ask me anything content. So for anybody who's been sending me emails and you've been asking for my advice about things and I never got back to you, I never reached back, this is the time to ask me. You want my advice about something or you need my opinion about something. It is all about y'all. What's up, everybody that's hanging out in my chat room? Ebony Simone, who just donated me the $20. That is my cousin. She's family. What's up, Ebony? How you doing? That's my people, y'all. That's my cousin. Ebony in the building, in the chat room. My family always supporting me and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. What's up, Beyond? Appreciate you for coming on in. And everybody else in the chat room, big ups for being able to stop by and hang out with me tonight. Again, tonight's content is Ask Mocha anything you need me to answer. You need my advice about something, if it's something pertaining to marriage, to relationships, to women, anything, any questions y'all got for me. This is all about my subscribers tonight. I don't have any topics. I don't have any particular content. It's all about y'all. So anybody wants to ask me anything, the only thing I try to stray away from, I try to avoid doing any topics as pertaining to politics. I don't really like to deal with political topics. I try to stray away from political and I try to stray away from religious, and I definitely don't care about talking about other content creators. So those three things are off limits, but anything else, I am game for it. So this would be the time. And I'm giving y'all advice. I'm not even charging y'all anything, because the knowledge and the wisdom that I have, I should be charging y'all, you know what I mean? But because y'all my peoples and because I know y'all appreciate my craft and y'all respect what I do, it's all about y'all tonight. So if anybody have any questions, this is the time to definitely ask me. How's it going to everybody in the chat room? So nobody decided to go to the club tonight. Y'all not doing no happy hour. I just freelance. I can't do it. My brain is not cut out for them type of topics. I'm so serious. I cannot do politics and I cannot do religion because people is just too extra. My brain cannot stretch that far. Plus, I got me some wine, so I'm sure I don't have no privilege to talk about religion, not when I'm sipping on this Manischewitz. So that's definitely out the question. But anything else, I'm definitely all for it. Like I said, for all of y'all who don't really know me, because I know that some of y'all have been rocking with me for a minute, but y'all don't know a lot about me. Just to kind of introduce myself, I go by the name of Lady Mocha, and basically my channel is about any type of issues pertaining to everyday issues, stuff that we go on with families and things that we got going on with relationships. I discuss everyday topics, everyday issues. So with that being stated, you know, that is what my content is about. Okay, 𝐜𝐴𝐚'𝐬 has a question, and then my cousin has a question. Okay, 𝐜𝐴𝐚'𝐬 says, I have a question for you. What do you think about women who go after married men? My intake on that, I feel like a lot of the reason why a lot of women choose to go after married men is because they want somebody that's already well established. If you think about it, the majority of married men, and this is not to take away any credit from single men or bachelors, but most married men are already established and they are settled, being that they are in a marriage. So what starts to happen is you have a lot of women, they would rather get somebody that's already well established versus getting a brother when he's kind of down, or getting a brother that's trying to get himself established. They don't want to go through the struggles like us wives have to go through. They don't want to go through the part of dealing with a man when he's in his struggle. So when you have these women who go after married men, it's basically their way of getting around not having to deal with a brother when he's struggling and he's trying to progress. They'd rather get a man that's already been well established. And that is why a lot of these women, they tend to go after married men, because they want somebody that's already established. They don't want to go through the struggle. You know, unlike a lot of married women, such as myself, you know, I was basically with my husband when he didn't have much, you know, before he had got his roofing company, before he expanded and he started doing really well with his business. I was with him from the beginning when he didn't have a business. You know, I was with him through the struggles. I was with him through all the trials and tribulations, you know. So the problem with a lot of these side chicks, they want the benefits, but they don't want the responsibilities, basically. They want the privileges of what a wife gets, but they don't want to have to go through the struggles that a wife has to go through. You have a lot of these married women, they be hating on, I apologize. You have a lot of these single women who be hating on married women and think that we have it so easy, and think that, you know, we're living a high life. And what a lot of these single women, the side chicks, are not understanding is the majority of us have been with these men when they didn't have a pot to piss in or when to throw it out of. And another thing is, we've had a lot of wives. We have had to train these men. We had to train them. We had to groom them to become the husbands we needed them to be. Okay, so while these side chicks thinking they can get up with these married men and earn the privileges instantly without putting in real work and without putting in real effort, it's just never going to happen. And that is why a lot of these side chicks, they get the scraps. They get whatever's left over. They get the crumbs that's left in the bottom of the cereal box. You feel me? What's up, and beyond? Thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thanks, Ebony. Thanks, 𝐜𝐴𝐚'𝐬, for the donation. Thank y'all so much. I'm very grateful for it. Thank you. So what happens is, that's the reason why a lot of these women, they intentionally target married men, you know, because they already know he's pretty much well together. Because think about it. The sad reality is women are only attracted to other men that are taken. I don't know what it is, but women are more drawn and women are more attracted to men that are taken, because they feel like if another woman has married him, then evidently he must be really got it going on. He must be a prime candidate if he's already married, you know. And it's unfortunate that a lot of women, their way of thinking is wired backwards. They really think that a man that's married, they have better advantages of being with a brother that's married compared to a man that's not married. And then on top of that, some women, they actually like being with married men because they're not as obligated compared to being with a single man, meaning that the married man can't place as many demands. He can't expect as much because he's already in a relationship. You get what I'm saying? So some women, they are thrilled at the fact somebody else's husband is desiring them. Some women, their self-esteem is so low. Some of these single women, and you got some married women who mess with married men too, but some of these women, their self-esteem is so low that the only way they can feel validated if another woman's man wants them. If that makes any sense to anybody in here. Some women get turned on by that. You would be surprised. We got some sick ass, mentally disturbed type of females who really get turned on at the thought of somebody else's man wanting them, because it makes them feel whole. It makes them feel validated. Like, wow, if I have a married man who wants me, finds me desirable, then that makes me feel relevant. So you have some women, their self-esteem is so low that if a man who's already taken has any type of interest or has any type of desire into wanting to be with them, that really like boosts their ego. That really boosts their ego. So that's the reason why some women, they will go after married men, because it basically boosts their ego. You know, it gives them like, it makes them like, what they would say, pop their collar. It's like a pop their collar type thing. Yeah, her man, yeah, I know she's married to him, but evidently he's not satisfied with her. He's not pleased with her, because if he was making her happy, he wouldn't be coming to me. He wouldn't be laying with me. No, he's not laying with you because you got good coochie. He's laying with you because you got convenient coochie. And a lot of women is not understanding that. You have some women who swear they got the bomb sex, and sis, your sex is no better, no spectacular than a chick who's off of the goddamn back page. But you got some of these women who are so delusional and feel like if a married man is banging their back out, that evidently she must be really good. It must be really good. It got nothing to do with being good. It has everything to do with being convenient. Because my thing is this, like I tell a lot of these women, okay, you saying because that's the side chick myth. Let me back that up. Let me talk about the side chick myth to all of these side chicks out here. I've heard so many of these appetizers, these side orders, because that's what I call these side chicks, these appetizers, these side orders, these hors d'oeuvres, these finger food helpers. My issue with them is they quick to say that a man is not satisfied. I hear that side chick myth all the time. If he was satisfied, he wouldn't be coming to me. He wouldn't be still laying with me. If his wife was doing everything, he wouldn't be checking for me. What's up, EE? How you doing, boo? Thank you for making it in. Appreciate you. What's up, Craig Harris? Yes, Craig. And you know I always give the truth raw. No condom. No Vaseline up in here. Absolutely. Okay. Y'all know how I do it here at Cafe de Paris. Now, let me get back to this myth, because I hear side chicks say it all the time. Well, if you was pleasing your husband, if you was pleasing your man, he wouldn't have to come over here. No, the reason why he's dealing with you is because you are a microwave chick, meaning you are instant. You're a little Caesar broad. Little Caesars mean that's hot and ready, meaning you always willing and ready to give it up without him having to really contribute or do much of anything. And I think a lot of women, unfortunately, they have the concept of a man really wanting them. They think because a man is laying with them that a man is absolutely interested in him. Let me tell you something, ladies. A man can lay with you and not even be attracted to you. You could look like a damn hyena Wolverine and he'll still sleep with you. He may just turn the lights off a little bit darker so he ain't got to remember your face, or he may take a couple of shots of Hennessy so he ain't got to remember that he been with you like that, but he ain't got to be attracted to you for him to bang your back out. You do not have to be educated for him to sleep with you. And you ain't even got to be that good in bed for him to sleep with you. Just the fact that you are convenient, it's enough for a man to want to be with you. Because you have to realize men are not emotional human beings. They can separate sex and emotions. A man can screw you and not even be into you. He could be into you without even being into you, if that makes any sense to anybody. And it's sad that there's women in 2019 that still believe that they have power with the vajayjay, and there's no power in the vagina. There's no power in it. A lot of these side chicks, these appetizers, these side orders, they think they be winning. But my thing is this: these same wives that they complain about, these women that they're in a relationship that they complain about, why they won't leave that wife? I later for what he says about, well, she don't do this, she don't cook my steak good, you know, she don't wash my laundry good. I don't care how many complaints he has about his significant other. My thing is, as a grown woman, regardless of what a man says, you need to look at his actions. If he can sit up here and bitch and complain about how his wife ain't doing this, she don't give me good head, she don't give me good brain, she don't do this, she don't do that. The reason why he's telling you that is because that is what he wants out of you. If a man says, I'm not getting enough of sex at home, that's his way of making you compensate for it. It doesn't mean that he's not getting enough sex. He's just telling you whatever lies he has to tell you to get you to add on that extra bonus that he's already getting. Because I've heard a lot of these married women sit up here and lie. I don't even sleep with my wife. I don't even sleep with my wife. I sleep in another room. I sleep on the couch. I sleep on the sofa. I don't even be having sex with my wife. And that's a bold-faced ass lie. For any of the side chicks out here, please do not believe for a second these men is not banging their wives out. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Like, really, really. If he's that dissatisfied, why he won't divorce her? That's the thing about it. I don't care nothing about. He could complain all day. She don't know how to cook no meatloaf. She don't take care of my kids good. She too busy. She ain't got time for me. All these complaints, why they won't leave? That's the question that no side chick has been able to answer to this day. I'm still waiting for a side chick to answer that question. I'm still waiting for a side chick to tell me why he won't leave. Because my thing is, if you're that unhappy, if you're that miserable, a man is not going to stay where he's really miserable. I don't care what he says out of his mouth, what are his actions. Yeah, he's telling you he's tired of his marriage, he's tired of his wife, he's tired of his kids. The sex is dry as a box of old stale ass vanilla wafers. He will sit up there and tell you all kinds of stuff, but why he won't leave? Why he won't leave? That's the thing about it. You know, and I know it hurts, it bruises a woman's ego to know that no matter how much you laying down with a man, no matter how many different positions you give it to him, you let him hit it from the front, you let him hit it from the back, you let him bend you back like a pretzel, you let him hit it with you standing up, you know, you're doing all these wonderful positions, and yet everything you're giving him, he still won't leave his wife. Because the truth of the matter is, he's not that unhappy. You go by what a man says, not what he does, you know. And it really, I'm really appalled to the fact that some of these side chicks have the audacity to sit up here and knock another woman and say that, you know, she's stupid, she's dumb, she's this, she's that. Your husband out here banging me and you still want to be with him. You know, your husband be coming over here every night and you still want to be with him. Why the hell should she leave? Not when she's the one. If his ass die tomorrow, do you not realize all his insurance is coming to her? Do you not realize he's paying all the bills in her household? Why should she leave? No, you're the stupid one because you keep investing into something that belongs to somebody else. And if that man died tomorrow, you wouldn't even be able to get a $5 fill-up box. That's how bad it is. And it just amazes me that we're in 2019 and you still got these side chicks that are believing that they are winning. And they are not winning. You're not winning. Or you're not winning unless you own his insurance policy. Now, if he got you on his insurance policy, girl, then let me tell you something. You a certified side chick. You are certified. You're a grade A side chick. If you could get somebody husband to put you on their insurance policy, now I might could give you a little, I might give you some props on that one. But if you ain't on his insurance policy, I can't give you no love on that one. Okay, y'all, we have a troller. Let's go ahead and get rid of this one. Moderators, make sure y'all go ahead and give Dickie Mo an eviction letter. Let's go ahead and kick him out of here. Let's get rid of them. That could be my husband, ex-wife. I'm telling you, moderators, appreciate it. You see somebody coming up in here cutting up, hand them the eviction letters, because we ain't even going there tonight. Y'all excuse the noise. I got my dogs in the front yard and they just, something wrong with them. I got 3 dogs and all of them are bipolar as hell. But anyway, what's up, James? 𝐜𝐴𝐚'𝐬, thank you for coming on in. I appreciate everybody who's coming in the chat room. Tonight is Ask Mocha Anything night. It's all about y'all. It's all about my subscribers. Y'all been showing me love, and my subscribers fan base has increased significantly. I'm actually at 2,700. I'm a little over 2,700. So basically this is my way of showing my appreciation. This is my way of showing my gratitude. I'm always doing topics. I'm always doing content on what I want to do it on. And tonight I just want to look out for my subscribers, and let it be all about y'all. Whatever y'all want to ask me, whatever advice y'all have, whatever, it's on y'all. Only thing I say is the 3 topics that I stray away from on here. I don't do politics, I don't do religion, but I do love my Lord and Savior. I love the Lord that I serve. And if anybody come up on here talking reckless about my God, it's gonna be something. Okay, so I stray away from those 2 things, and I definitely don't want to talk about other content creators. Whatever beef or whatever's going on in YouTube streets, I don't want any parts of it. I don't want to opinionate on what these other YouTube content creators got going. So anything else, I'm good with it. And definitely do not ask me about my sex life. I'm not giving y'all no information on that, because a side chick may be listening, and I don't need no intruders in my marriage right now. So yeah, but basically, that's my intake beyond on why married women, why women intentionally go after married men. Okay, so the other question was from my cousin to everybody, Ebony Simone. She's in the chat room. That's my cousin, that's my people. Her question was, let me see if I can go back and find it. What do you think about Jussie Smollett? I'm sure everybody has heard about the Jussie Smollett situation. This is the guy who is an actor on Empire. Because I get it, everybody does not watch Empire. Everybody's not into certain shows, but basically, he's been. Excuse me, he's one of the main characters, one of the main actors on the show Empire. And the show has really been successful because, Taraji P. Henson is on there. And what's the one I play as Lucius? Whatever his name is. White women keep divorcing him. I don't know. I can't remember what the other guy name is. Oh, Terrence Howard. Yeah, he keeps losing white wives or whatever. I'm like, brother, you've been on the other side for a long time and you still ain't getting nowhere. But that's another story. Anyway, NWA, you might have to go to one of the guys' channels and ask them that, because I know nothing about that. I have not been with women, so I can't help you in that department. This is my intake on Jussie. I've been hearing different things. I have a little knowledge about the story. I don't have a lot of knowledge about the story, but for him to go this far, my initial assumption was he must be new. He was going to get written off the show or something somewhere. If nobody gave him an indication, maybe his own paranoia made him feel like he was going to get written off the show, because Empire stated that they had no intentions on writing him off. They had no intentions on getting rid of him. So my thing is, if that's the case, maybe in his mind, because he's paranoid, because you have some people, especially if they're narcissists, a person that has narcissistic tendencies, they be paranoid about all kind of stuff. They be thinking somebody's out to get them. What's up, Nolan? Good to see you. Glad to see you here in the chat tonight. Thank you for coming in. I felt like he did all of this to get attention, but what I do think also, I don't think he meant for it to get as far out of hand as it got. It's probably one of those things, like, when people, it's kind of like when you're going through a dark moment in your life, All of us have been there. All of us at some point in time had a dark moment. Whether if it was with your career, with your marriage, with your relationship, we've all had a dark moment to where we fell into a deep state of depression. I can't speak for everyone, but I was there. I fell into a deep state of depression. And sometimes what happens when we fall into a state of depression, we start crying out for help. Meaning that we may go so far as to saying we might want to kill ourselves, anything we can to show that we need attention. And I think with Jussie Smollett, he has a moment in his life. I don't know what that moment is. I don't know if one of his boyfriends dumped him. I don't know if he felt like they was going to write him off the show, but something happened. Something in his life happened, and it made him panic and say, I got to do something to get some type of attention so that way I can gain sympathy. Because people do it all the time. When they get to a point in their life where they just want to give up and just throw in a towel, what happens is they'll cry out for attention. They may go so far as to, I'm going to kill myself. And usually when people say they're going to kill themselves, that's a red flag that I need attention. I need to be heard. And if it takes me saying I'm going to kill myself for me to be heard, I'm going to say that, because I strongly believe that people who say they want to kill themselves, they're not going to kill themselves. Because if you think about it, most people who commit suicide, they don't warn nobody. They just do it. You just look up one day and they took themselves out. But when a person verbally, puts their emotions out there on a platform and say, I'm going to kill myself, I'm tired of life, that means I'm crying out for help. I need somebody to come to my rescue. I need someone to hear me out. So I say all that to say this. Jussie Smollett probably used this plot as a way to get attention for something he's going through in his life. But what I think is he did not expect for it to get this big and go this far. He probably thought, I can make it look like somebody jumped me and attacked me. I just want to get enough of attention to where I can gain some sympathy. That way, those who are troubling me, those that are giving me a hard time, they'll give me a break. They'll take it easy on me if they know I've been attacked, if they know somebody hurt me. I really believe that's what happened with Jussie Smollett. I really believe something in his life happened and he didn't know any other way to express his pain, or maybe he did express his pain, but he wasn't being heard. So the only way he could be heard was by fabricating this big, huge story just so he can be heard. But what happened was it backfired. And instead of him getting the attention he wanted, he got more attention than what he bargained for. I really believe Jussie Smollett was crying out for help. That was his whole reason for pulling this whole shenanigan. And this is not to say I don't sympathize with his reasons, but the way he went about it was not a good look, because the young man was becoming very successful. He was on a very popular series, and sometimes, depending on what you're going through emotionally, you don't give a damn about your fame. You don't give a damn about your money. People wonder why millionaires kill themselves, why millionaires jump off the bridge, why all of these people with all this I can't even talk tonight. It's the wine. Hold on, let me take a sip. Notoriety. If I pronounced it wrong, y'all get on me about it later. Anyway, it comes a point when you reach a dark space in your life, you cry out for attention. And sometimes your emotions get the best of you to where you can take shit too far without realizing it. And I believe that's what happened. Something personal happened. And maybe when all of this keeps unraveling, when he has to go to face this jury, this trial, he's probably going to go ahead and admit as to what made him do this. Because first, he made up a fake letter or something about somebody threatening him or something like that, because this story was so overly infatuated. It was just so overrated that I was hearing things, but then I wasn't hearing things. But I heard originally he made up a little threatening letter. And once he didn't get no attention from that, then he took it up a notch to the point to where he paid these Nubian, Arabian, whatever the hell they are, guys, to stage this whole plot with them. So that is my intake on Jesse. I feel like he pulled this whole stunt because he's going through something. But the sad part is he added on more problems to what he was dealing with. And this is why I tell y'all, that's why we got to be careful with all these movements that are coming out. We got all these movements. We got this Me Too movement. We got you know, these sexually oriented movements. We got all of these movements coming out where there's so much tribalism, where so many people come together. And I get it. There's nothing wrong with a bunch of Black women coming together for a cause. There's nothing wrong with a bunch of women in general coming together for a cause. Like the Me Too movement, a lot of women came together for a cause that it was too many women being raped and taken advantage of. And the same thing, like we have the LGBT community, they all came together for a reason, because they want to be respected and they want to be treated like human beings. And we have all of these different movements. Like we had the Million March movement, you know, when all the Black men came together for a cause. And I think that's awesome when you have people that are going through the same struggle that can come together for the same movement. But my problem is, it's too many of us that are abusing the movement. We cry wolf, and because somebody is part of your movement, you want to jump to their defense. Like I say it all the time. Just because a Black woman comes on, you know, on CNN or international news, and she wants to cry rape, or she wants to cry somebody drugged her. My thing is, before I jump to her defense, even though she's a Black woman like me, and maybe I've experienced that same trauma she did, my thing is, you still have to wait till you get all the facts. It's too many people with these movements. Y'all is jumping to y'all folks' defense and thinking that y'all are doing something, and these people end up embarrassing y'all and shaming y'all every time. You know, so there got to be some rules to this movement. There got to be some rules. There's nothing wrong with people coming together, but what people got to understand is, just because somebody on your team is crying wolf, that does not mean to automatically jump to their side and automatically and thinking that believe what they tell you. It doesn't go that way. Wait till you get all of the facts. Wait till you get all of the information. Then you jump to their defense. Just because another Black woman comes out screaming and crying about what some man did to her, I'm not going to jump to her defense just because she's a Black woman like me. If you're gay and that is your lifestyle and that is what you do, and I'm cool with gay people. I love gay people. I got gay people in my family. I got nothing to do with that. But my thing is, just because another gay person is crying about somebody attacked them and beat them down, could you please get the facts before you go broadcasting on every news channel about what that person is doing? Same thing. If a white girl is crying and talking about a group of Black men got together and raped her, all these white women want to come together and get Lisa Bloom and donate to her damn GoFundMe account, and then you find out this chick been on Backpage giving it up. You know what I mean? People just kills me. Do not, you know, these movements got to come with rules and boundaries. I'm so sick of people abusing the movement. Like that young lady who came out with the guy in the club who raped her. Everybody ran to this chick defense. I was the only one who didn't. And anybody who caught my content knew I did not run to her defense. I said, no, none of this don't sound right. Wait a minute. You on live TV, you on live stream. This dude is, you know, tagging you from the back and all of this and that and everything. You know, it's all of these Black female content creators, all of them ran as soon as they heard this Black woman cry wolf. Every Black female content creator jumped on their computer and went jumping to this chick's side. Oh, he was so wrong. He was so this, he was so that. Now, I'm not saying he was right, because that was grimy. These days, guys, y'all don't have to steal. Y'all don't have to steal coochie no more. It's too many women that's giving it away for free. You don't have to steal it. You do not have to steal cookies, because you got some females that's giving out more cookies than the goddamn Girl Scouts. You ain't got to steal cookies. If you want some cookies, email me. I'll recommend you to some sisters that will give it to you for free. And you don't have to worry about no rape charges. My thing is, he was not right. I'm not condoning what he did. But what I'm saying was, just because this chick cried wolf, all of these black women got on their channel blasting him, standing up and sticking up for her, and didn't even know all the facts. And come to find out, when it all was said and done, this chick had already been on Pornhub. This chick went to the club with no panties on twerking. Who does that? If you go to the club with no drawers on, okay, granted, some women don't like panties. Some women like to air it out. I get it. But you twerking with no drawers on, you knew exactly what you was doing. You was basically baiting yourself. And this dumb Negro, he took the bait, and that's how he got caught up in it. Let me tell you something, guys. If a female is giving it away too easy, if she's serving it to you on a platter, you better question that. Because why is it all 5,000 other dudes that was in the club, all of them were smart enough not to bang this chick, except for this fool who got caught? And then he wanted to cry, oh, I got a family. I got children. You should have thought about that before you bang this broad. And that's what happens. Some of these brothers get so caught up in the moment. They be so glad to get a free sample of cookies. They don't catch to see if damn the cheaters camera crew is hiding the bushes. It's always a setup. Anytime a woman wants to give it away to you freely, it's a catch. It's something behind it. Either she's setting you up so she could file rape charges like this broad did. Either she got the package and she want other brothers to be miserable and catch the package because she got the package. I'm telling you, anytime somebody's willing to give you something for nothing, it's a catch. It's a catch. Anything that's too good to be true usually is. You know what I mean? Especially if it's coming from a female. Now, men, we know y'all will give out wood like y'all at Home Depot. So men, if a man give it up easy, I don't even feel some type of way. But when these women give it up easy, I'm telling you, it's a trick from the devil. You better rebuke that demon. Rebuke that demon. If she's trying to give it to you for nothing. You ain't had to do nothing to get it. You ain't even took her to Red Lobster to get you, buy her cheddar biscuit, nothing. And she just gonna give you some. I don't know about that right there. I don't know. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. To get over that easy, you better get out the side eye. I'm telling you, everything that's easy ain't good. So anybody, if y'all got any more questions, if you're just coming in tonight, I'm doing Ask Mocha anything. You need my advice about something, or you have a general question about relationships, about marriage, about women and things of that nature. Tonight is all about my subscribers. Y'all can ask me anything y'all want. You know, like I said, you know, just be reasonable with your questions. I don't do religion. I don't do politics, and I don't talk about other YouTube content creators, but anything else, I'm game. I'm game for it. So if anybody, but that's my intake on Jesse Smollett, Ebony. Anybody else got a different opinion on that? Y'all kind of agree, disagree? What is y'all intake? I just think that was all for attention and it got too far. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes you got to be careful when you let your emotions get the best of you. Sometimes we get overly emotional and we go through things in life and we jump the gun, you know, and we put things out there. It's no different than you and your husband or you and your significant other, y'all get into a big old argument and you storm and you leave out the house. You driving down the road, you speeding because you mad and you miss and run into a tree and kill somebody or kill yourself. You have to learn how to have control over your emotions, you know, because you could very well end up in a Jesse Smollett situation. It could really get out of hand. Yeah, so of course, any questions y'all got for me, this would be the time to ask. And I'm not charging y'all anything. So this would be a good time because I may charge y'all next week when I do this. I'll be like, $5 a question. I'm not answering nothing until you give me $5 first. $5 for one answer question, $10 for two answer questions. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. So yeah, I'm ready for the next question. Y'all quiet up in here tonight like it's church. Y'all afraid I'm gonna ask y'all to come to the altar and admit and confess to y'all sins? I'm not gonna call you out. I'm not gonna make you confess in front of the congregation. I'm gonna be nice. And Freelance is on his best behavior. Freelance must be how to drink, because Freelance have been acting up since he been in here. Oh my goodness. Let me sure I didn't miss any other questions up here. Let me see. Yeah, I like my Freelance. I like my Little Caesars bras, cheap, quick, and out of there before the morning. You know what, Freelance? I should have known. I gave you too much credit. I should have known. I know. I don't know where Rep is. He must be working. He may pop up in here at the last minute, because Rep will do that sometimes. You know, Rep is a workaholic, so he might be working. Because I'm sure if he wasn't, he would have been the main one in here. Yeah, Rep is one of my favorite subscribers. He's one of those church members that never miss a damn Sunday. He's one of them church members. He never miss a Bible study. He never miss a Sunday. So if I don't see him, I know he must be soon doing something important. Because Rep be the first one in here. He be the first student in my classroom. He be eager to learn. Rep be already raising hand. I'm like, damn, Rep, you already raising your hand. I ain't even asked a question yet, bruh. Yeah, I feel you, Freelance. Definitely. Yeah, but definitely, like I said, tonight is Ask Mocha Anything. Anything y'all want to ask me, y'all need an opinion about something. I don't care how small or big the question is, like I said, it's just my way of returning the favor back to all of y'all. But just rocking with me and being so supportive with my channel. So I'm definitely appreciative. Since I have all y'all in here, just to let all of y'all know, I have my own travel agency that I am doing. I'll see if I could throw the link in there for all of you who are interested in possibly traveling for the summer. If you want to take your wife, want to take your children to Disneyland, anything you would like to do travel wise, I'm just starting my own travel agency with my aunt. So for all of you who are interested and possibly taking your family somewhere, or you just want to go travel alone, I do international as well. As I stated before, Black people, we have to start supporting each other more. We always supporting these nail shops, these foreigners. We're always supporting all of these other foreigners with their businesses. We need to start supporting one another. So anyway, I just posted my website for those who want to book. Whenever you get a chance, you don't always just have to book a trip. If you want to book a rental car, if you want to book an airplane ticket, if you just want to book a trip out of town, you want to book a limousine, anything you would like to do. My website, I just posted it there. This is something that I'm just starting. So I'm trying to start my own business. I'm tired of working for other people. I've had my share of too much drama on these jobs. So I'm ready to branch off and do my own thing. Also, not only am I doing my travel agency business, for those of you who are interested in receiving cable at a cheaper price, I also own my own streaming cable app. It's called Espresso Streams. It works like Netflix. It works like Sling, except with my app, you get almost 7,000 channels. You get all the Showtimes, you get all the HBOs, you get all the local news channels from different states. You also get all the pay-per-view events automatically free. So anytime there's a pay-per-view event, unlike these other cable companies like DirecTV and Dish Network and Comcast, whoever your local cable provider is, a lot of these cable providers, they are ripping off a lot of customers. They got people paying almost $100 for cable. They got people paying almost $80 for cable. Well, with my streaming app, you would get all of what your cable company gives you and more. I also give you movies. I also have series. I do all of that, and it's only $25 a month. Okay, so you would get all of the sports packages, NFL, NBA, NHL. You get all Showtimes, A&E, BT, I think you get like 3 BTs, you get like 9 Showtimes, you get like 7 HBOs. You get, like I said, you get all your pay-per-view events for free. You get all the sports packages. You also get cable from other countries like Brazil. There goes Rep. Wasn't we just talking about Rep? What's up, Rep? And what's up, Darius? How are y'all doing? Rep, I promise you, we was just talking about you. I was just saying, Rep, just brought you up. Said, where's Rep? And I said, if Rep is not here tonight, he must be working, because I know you're a workaholic and you work a lot. So I'm like, either he must be at work, because Rep is one of my most faithful church members. Rep is one of those church members that never miss a Sunday, never miss a Bible study. He never misses anything. So if Rep wasn't here, I knew something was up. Just as soon as we brought him up, Rep is in the building. What's up, Rep? Yes, I'm doing a Ask Mocha anything tonight. Any questions that all of you have as my subscribers. You got any advice? You got anything you need me to help you with? That's what I'm doing for all of y'all tonight, because y'all have been rocking out with me. Y'all been very supportive of my channel. I am at over 2,700 in subscribers, so I had to return a favor and look out for y'all. But anyway, if anybody's interested in booking a trip, or you want cable for $25 a month, no late fees, no sales tax, I can also send you a free 24-hour trial. So anybody who's interested in my cable, I can send you a free trial before you buy it, So the main thing is you have to have an Amazon stick and you have to have an internet. If y'all are interested, just email me and we'll go over it for any of the subscribers in here who's interested in getting cheaper cable. Okay. So Darius has a question. What's your take on Black Lives Matter? My thing on Black Lives Matter is I really think it's important that we definitely have a movement that supports Blacks as well as Black men and Black women. The problem with the Black Lives Matter is we're too busy, basically we're committing too much violence against one another, and it's just kind of contradictory when we want to keep preaching Black Lives Matter, but all of these other races are seeing that we don't matter to each other. Every time you turn around, you look on the news, there's another Black man who's getting incarcerated for killing another Black man, and it's not just Black men that are killing each other. I'm seeing Black women that are killing other Black women. They fighting and scrapping it out and duking it out like two hyenas in a schoolyard. It's just so many Black people that are against each other. But at the same token, as soon as another race, as soon as police brutality is something like that happens, we all want to start a movement, when the thing about it is we don't even have enough love for one another just amongst each other. And I think it's very contradictory when we want to talk about Black Lives Matter, because how do we matter to each other? We don't even matter to each other. And I hate to say it, Black people, we are one of the races we do each other in more than any race that I can ever imagine. And what really baffles me is that we always want to point out what other races do. We want to point out what white people do. We want to point out what other races do to us as Black people. But the thing about it is we do each other in. We don't have each other back. We do not have each other back. Most people die every day, and guess who's doing the killing? Exactly. Black lives don't matter to us. So why should it matter to anybody outside of us? And if we're not killing each other, we're trying to sabotage each other. We do it on a level. We even try to sabotage each other on a lower scale. It is not even so much just the extent of the fact that we murder and we kill each other, but even on a lower scale, you can't even work on your job without another Black woman or another Black man trying to undercut you and trying to do something underhanded to get you fired. Black people, we really don't have enough of respect and consideration for one another. But then we want to come together as soon as something happens, on a larger scale. Well, my thing is, Why can't we just respect each other on a lower scale? Why the only time we rally and come together is if a police brutality happened, or a black woman got raped, or something, why something, dramatic or extreme has to happen for us to want to walk the streets and hold up post boards, and we want to throw rallies, we want to, we want all the support, we want all of this, you know admiration and everything, when the truth of the matter is it's not up to the police to make us respect one another. It's not up to white people to make us respect one another. It's not up to nobody. We want to blame everybody for how we treat each other. Black people, until we learn how to make each other matter, the Black Lives Matter movement is really irrelevant to me. It's irrelevant. Just one moment, everybody. Okay, yeah, I had to answer that. Yeah, that was my mom. Yeah, until we learn to matter, I really think the Black Lives Matter is almost, it's inevitable. It's pointless. It's pointless. I'm just tired of, exactly, Rep. Rep says we are our own worst enemy, and we are people. But and black and the sad part is, Rep, it is somebody who will get offended by that. It's somebody who will take it personal, and it's the truth. What you mean, black people, we do each other in? What you mean? Let me tell you something. When I was on my last job, I was so worried about, and this is the God's honest truth. On my last job, I was so worried about the other races doing something to make me lose my job. I always feared that it would be somebody white that would underhand me and make me lose my job, because at my last job, we had a lot of underhandedness. There was a lot of politics. We've all been in workplaces where there's a lot of politics. If you don't have the complexion for the connection, you know how that go. And I always feared that if I lost my job, it would be somebody of the opposite race. And when it all boiled down to it, when I ended up losing my job, it was another black sister, my own kind, who caused me to get fired. So y'all tell me how Black Lives Matter. While we're so busy looking over our shoulder, and we're worrying about the white man, we're worried about the system, we're worried about Trump, we're worried about all of these other people outside of our race. The sad part is we got to watch our own back from each other. Because I tell you, anybody who's ever done me in, I'm going to be honest with you. Anybody who's ever done me in, it's been my own race. I really can't think of another race that has done me in. Maybe that's just me. I haven't experienced another race throw me under the bus. I didn't get another race that got me fired. I didn't get another race that was hating on me. It was always my own kind. I've always, most of the issues I have had has been with other black women, and that's just the truth of the matter. What's up, Dion? Thank you for coming in. And Donetta, hey girl, good to see you. Appreciate you for coming in. Never pricing our own people will sell you out, literally. Absolutely. This Black Lives Matter is, I will believe Santa Claus will come to my house first and pay my rent before I believe in the Black Lives Matters. Because these same people that be rallying is the main ones behind closed doors, that are shooting each other, killing each other. Black people, and I'm not saying all blacks like that, because you have some black men and black women who genuinely love one another. I've met people in my life who have been very genuine and been very sincere. I've had black friends, black women, and black men who have really meant well, and still to this day. But for the most part, the Black Lives Matter, they might as well go ahead and throw that in the garbage, because until we learn to matter to each other, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. We lost respect for each other a long time ago. We have got to understand that love deserves the truth. I agree. Let me see. I never got robbed and shot at by whites, but they were black. I'm telling you, it is what it is. Like we all grown folks up in here. Ain't no need to lie about it and dress it up. The truth of the matter is your own kind will do you in. Like I said, on my last job, I was worried about the white people because I was so worried about, because we had a lot of shady people on my job, and I'm like, I always tried to protect myself from the whites on my job because I always felt like they were the ones who were the tattletellers. I always felt like they were the ones who snitched and they were the ones who would look for anything. And the main people I was watching my back out from was not the people who did me in. It was the female that I trusted, who was my friend, and she was another black woman. So, I hate to sound pessimistic, but I guess, I guess it's better than nothing. We have to do some type of movement, but at the same time, I'm not really buying too much the Black Lives Movement. Am I buffing? Because 𝐜𝐴T𝐚'𝐬 says he's having a buffing issue. Can the rest of y'all see me clearly? Is the video moving slow? Am I talking funny, or is there a distortion? Is anybody having any buffering issues in here? Beyond says, I work in an extremely political office and I see the black women who are making six-figure salaries hurting the black sisters who are only. Yes, Beyond, you have not lied. I don't know what it is about us black women. Lord, we get a little title, we get a position, we get some seniority. We really, really start acting up. Okay, well, if you can see me, 𝐜𝐴T𝐚'𝐬, what you might need to do is log out and then log back in. Because everybody else is saying they're not having buffering issues. It happens. It's called Wi-Fi. If I was you, I would just log out of YouTube and log back in. So that's probably what's going on. It happens. I'm sure you're not going to be the only one that's going to have this issue. I see it all the time. And then I realized the key to it is, thanks, Donetta. I realized the key to it is the reason why some black women, when they get in a certain position, they start smelling themselves is because you have to realize black women, unfortunately, they don't get a lot of credibility. It is just too much negativity when it comes to black women. We don't really get a lot of props. We don't get a lot of recognition when we do well, when we do become successful. It's the black women who are successful. We don't get as much shine compared to the ratchet black women, compared to the ones that have no respect for themselves. We don't get a lot of shine. And what happens too is that some of these black women, before they climb the ladder, a lot of them pretty much got dogged out or had to go through a lot to get to where they are. They had to do a lot of butt kissing. They had to do all type of things in order to get to that point in life where they were able to be successful. So what happens is when these women finally do make it, when they finally do become successful, their ego gets the best of them, because now it's this thing where I'm one of the sisters that made it, because it's so many ratchet ass black females that are doing things that are making that's causing all black women to look bad. That's causing all black women to look like there's something wrong with us. So when you do have a black woman that does become successful, she will tend to smell herself. She will tend to pop on collar, because there's this ego thing of, okay, yeah, I'm the one who made it. I'm the one who succeeded. I'm the one who doing well. And even though it's nothing wrong with her being confident and proud of her success, but what tends to happen to a lot of sisters when we become successful, our ego turns into being evil. When we get a big ego, we become evil, meaning that we forgot before we got to that point where we became successful. You forgot you was a secretary before you became a CEO or a director. You had to clean toilets before you was able to get a position and sit behind a desk. You know, so I commend a Black woman who's proud of her success. But what I don't commend is when she done forgot where the hell she came from and she's looking down on other sisters, not realizing once upon a time, boo, you didn't have it all together. You flipped burgers at Crystals before you got your master's degree. You've been through 3-4 marriages. You on husband number 4. You done had different baby daddies. So don't forget your struggle when you finally get to that ladder of success. Because anybody that's successful, they didn't get there by themselves. I don't care how successful you are. You did not get there by yourself. Somebody helped you. Somebody kept your badass kids for you go to college. Somebody, you know, picked you up to and from school before you got your Lexus, boo, before you got your Benz. Somebody was taking you back and forth to school. Somebody lent you money to get you for you to catch the school bus back and forth to college. Somebody helped you. Nobody is successful because they got there themselves. Somebody paid for your school books. Behind every successful woman, she has had some type of support, one way or another. And the thing about it is, when these women finally make it, they forget who they come from, where they came from. And not only that, I realized too, this is another trick to some of these women. And not all Black women. If this does not apply, you don't have to reply. But this is the other trick that I've learned to a lot of Black women who get in positions and start smelling themselves. A lot of time, the reason why some of them act so biggity when they get in a certain position is because it's other areas in their life where they are failing. Now, I know some of y'all didn't catch that. I'll repeat it. Some of these women, the reason why they really get arrogant and they get biggity when they become successful, because that's their way of compensating for other areas in their life where they weren't successful. Meaning that you have some women, even though they got these titles as CEOs and directors and administrators, yeah, you successful on your job, but these ladies that got these big old titles and these big old positions be the same ones that got their husbands cheating on them with a damn secretary on the job, be the same ones that got a son in jail for smoking, for doing meth, got a daughter strung out on drugs. These women and that act so successful, like they got it all together. If y'all knew the issues in their personal life, you would know why they act the way they act. There was one lady on my job. This helper was so extra. Okay, you good now, Ilzurin? Okay, I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad it wasn't me, because when it's me, it's just a pain in the ass. I knew this one particular Black woman on the job. This chick stayed having an attitude. I mean, her attitude was as soggy as goddamn fish sticks that been sitting out for damn 2 weeks. She was so nasty. And I remembered always hearing her talk very badly about other Black women who were in lower positions than her. She always gossiped about other Black women, and she threw her weight around. It was bad enough she already weighed every bit of 350, 400. Not that I got nothing against big women, because I know some big women who got their shit together, and they will make sisters like me look like Salvation Army. But what I'm saying is, bad enough you big as hell, your attitude bigger than you. And that's what used to kill me about her. She used to already, and I'm not saying all big women do this, because you got some big women that are real cool. I got some big friends that are sweet as pie, and I love them to death. But these big ones who got attitudes, they love to throw their weight around. You know, they just have to. It's like, you know, the bigger they are, the bigger of a bitch they got to be. I'm like, you know, what's your problem? You know what I mean? It's always these some of them big girls who love to really throw their weight around. And she was one of those females. She really threw her weight around because, for one, I could tell she was really insecure. And when she did bring her husband, to the function, when she did bring him there, you know, he looked like a damn bullfrog. I'm like, you around here acting like you all of that, like you know what I'm saying? Like you like real attractive, you know what I mean? And you know, behind closed doors, this chick was going through a lot of problems. Her husband was cheating on her. You know, her son was in and out of jail. And once I got the scoop of her, I'm like, okay, see, that's why you act like that. A lot of these people, they get in positions, they act uppity, is because of stuff that's going wrong in their personal life. I don't care how much they walk around with these big titles and how much they walk around smiling and they throwing their weight around. A lot of them be miserable in their own personal life. Ambiance says the success I've been able to have is mostly due to white people. The crab in the barrel mentally has not worked well for us black people. As black men, it isn't easy in corporate America. It is. We have this crab in the barrel mentality. And I did do some content recently, and I'm going to upload it about the reason why black men and black women, the reason why we cannot progress is because we still have that slavery mentality. We still have that slavery plantation mentality. Like back in the slavery days, during the slavery in the 40s, 50s, when our ancestors were working on plantations and they was picking cotton and they was, you know, working next to the mistress. You know, the mistress, that's the name of the master's wife. They was known as the mistress. And ironically, the slaves that was picking cotton in the field was jealous of the slaves that was actually living in the mansion, who did the cooking, who did the cleaning, who nursed the children. The slaves working in the plantation was hating on the slaves inside the mansion. And the truth of the matter is, neither one of them had it good. At the end of the day, all of them were slaves. It didn't matter who was picking cotton. It didn't matter who was, you know, working in the mansion, in the AC unit and working in the kitchen. They were still slaves. None of them was privileged. And to this day, black people, when we see another black person have something, we feel like they're privileged, but we do not understand what that person had to go through to get what they got. And we still don't understand what a person is doing to keep what they have. And black people, it's that slavery mentality where we just always feel like one is getting ahead of the other. And the truth of the matter is, we all are still struggling in some area in our life. None of us don't have it 100% together. I don't care how successful we are. I don't care if you see a black man with a nice car, got his own business. You don't know what he's going through behind closed doors. You don't know if he's dealing with like, you know, certain sicknesses in his body. You don't know if he came up in a household where his father was very abusive, which is what motivated him to become successful. If you see a woman not successful, you hating on her and not understanding that the reason she's successful is because, you know, she had to lose her husband. Her husband deceased or died in order for her to inherit the money for her to start a business. In other words, you don't know people's struggle. You don't know people. You see the glory, but you don't know that person's story. And that's the truth of the matter. We always be hating on each other. You don't know what that person goes through. You don't know what they're going through. I've seen other women hate on married women and feel like, oh, they got it good. She got a husband. I got all this money and this and that. And behind closed doors, she getting her ass beat. Her husband cheating on her. You know, you people, ain't nothing is never what it looks like. Nothing is never, ever what it looks like. The grass looks green. And then when you walk into that grass, you see all kind of snakes and rodents. So don't be hating on somebody else's success because you don't know the mess that they had to go through. You just don't know. And that's just to be mistaken. You know, a lot of times when people smile a lot, people who smile and is constantly fake, realize some people have to be fake for a reason. And I'm not saying be friends with people that are fake, but some people have to be fake. Some people have to keep a smile on their face because it's a lot that they are going through underneath that smile. And some people, if they don't lie to themselves and they don't make themselves believe that they are happy, they will have a nervous breakdown. Some people faking, that is their defense mechanism. Some people have to act like everything is great. Sometimes people have to act like everything is wonderful because that's their only defense. Because if they were to really tell you what they were going through, if they were to really, some people don't act the way they look. Like it's a saying, and I tell people this all the time. I don't look like what I've gone through. And I tell people that all the time. I don't look like the stuff that I've gone through. If I express to y'all a lot of the things that I have really, really, really gone through, y'all will understand why I have so much wisdom and why I have so much knowledge. A lot of people are like, oh, you got a lot of wisdom, you got a lot of knowledge. Let me tell you something. Wisdom and knowledge comes with a price. People who have a lot of wisdom and knowledge is people who have gone through things that the average person would not be able to survive. I have gone through things that if somebody else had went through it, they wouldn't have been able to handle it. They would have jumped off the bridge a long time ago. But it's through the grace of God and me having the support of my family and friends where I was still able to sustain and keep my sanity despite all of the obstacles that I had to go through. And everybody that you see, people are not showing a struggle. Just because you see them smiling, just because you see them laughing, that don't mean they're not going through. Some people, you have to protect yourself because the sad part is you can't really keep it real with people no more. You can't keep it real. You can't tell people what you're going through because people use it against you. Or they'll throw it back up in your face. If you really lay your troubles down on the line and you tell somebody, I've gone through this, I've gone through that, instead of people appreciating your testimony and showing you admiration for being able to go through and still make it, it's somebody somewhere that's going to throw it back up in your face. It's somebody that's going to use it against you. So that's the only bad part about it. Let me see if I missed anything. See if I miss anything. And remember, for anybody who's coming in, it's called Ask Mocha. So if y'all got anything to ask me, it's all about y'all. I'm not doing any particular topics tonight. I'm basically answering any questions or anything. You need my advice about something or you want my opinion about something. It's all about my subscribers tonight. I'm just looking out for y'all and answering any questions y'all want me to ask. Let's see. Oh, I'll tell you one thing. I caught my old neighbors on YouTube yesterday making racial jokes, and I'm glad that I didn't support them much. Yeah. And you know, and it's sad because even though we have to watch out for our own kind, you still have to watch out for, you know, these other races because they don't always have your best interests at heart either. You know, even though Black people, there's still a lot of distrust and disloyalty within our race. You still got to watch these other races because there's still a lot of undercover racist people who pretend they like you and pretend they are for you, and undercover they're not for you. The only thing about it is the gift that these other races have, they don't do each other in as much as we do as Black people. I've witnessed this. I've witnessed whites on my job who did not like each other. They did not like each other. Like, for instance, I had a supervisor. My supervisor that was over me was a white male. And one of my co-workers was a white male as well. Now, both of them was in their early 50s. And the thing about it was neither one of them liked each other. I heard one talk about the other, and I heard the other talk about the other one. So you can tell they had a strong dislike for one another. But what I noticed is no matter how much they did not like each other, when it came down to working that job, they was professional about it. They didn't act funny with each other. They didn't throw shade with each other. And they even got into it, I think, once. But when it boiled down to it, they did not try to take each other's job. They did not try to get the other one fired. They just was smart enough to know, I don't like him, he don't like me, but guess what? It's not worth me making him lose his job. It's not worth me making me lose my job. Now, our kind, we don't care how far we got to go to hurt each other to get our point across. And that's where it's bad. Let's see. What else? Exactly, Donetta. But we'll team up. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Rep. Rep and 𝐜𝐴𝐚'𝐬, y'all ain't never lied. And that is the truth. I have seen white folks who I know can't stand each other. But boy, they will put all that aside and they will come together. Them jokers look out for each other. I promise you they do. They look out for each other. We do not have that gift. We don't have it. I've seen them, and you are absolutely right, Rep. They will come together no matter how much they don't like each other, and they will rid us. They will rid us. I've seen it happen so many times. But Rep, sometimes they don't even get a chance to rid us. We rid each other. So much for Black Lives Matter. We rid each other. Before they even get a chance to do what, before, you know, before these other races get a chance to do us in, we do each other in. It's all the time like that. It never fails. And they do. They definitely work together, Azurin. They always work together. Yeah. And see, one thing about it, they do each other in too. You know, they do each other in, you know. And I think the reason why it may not be as evident to us is because we're not them. You know, we're not them. So I'm sure they'll do each other in. I'll never forget, that's the story. Y'all get a chance, y'all can look it up on YouTube. About this gentleman by the name of Chris Watts. And this was a very, very, very interesting story. When I say this story was, you know, unbelievable. He had killed his wife. He killed his wife, his white wife, which was pregnant with their first little boy. They already had 2 little girls together. So she got pregnant for the 3rd time, and she was getting ready to have her little boy. And this man killed her while she was pregnant and killed their 2 kids, and neither one of their kids was 5 years old. Now, keep in mind, he was making big money. They stayed in a nice neighborhood. He was working at this oil refinery or this oil camp or whatever they call it. And that is the same place where he actually dumped all of their bodies. He dumped all of their bodies. And before all of this happened, I guess his wife, she was a big time YouTuber person. She would do live streams all the time. If you look up the Chris Watts story, you will see that she's done several home videos talking about how wonderful her husband is, talking about how wonderful her life is. And this man, when she got pregnant, matter of fact, she had announced live streamed. She live streamed when she announced to him that she was pregnant. She live streamed it because you could tell she was one of those women that was, what's the word? I don't want to say arrogant because that's too strong of a word. But you could tell she was just one of those women who kind of thought her life was perfect. She always bragged about her husband, always bragged about her children and this and that. And she used to live stream a lot. A lot of her videos are you will see she's done a lot of videos all over YouTube. And a matter of fact, she still has her Facebook page up. Her name is Shannon Watts, and it's spelled funny. I don't think it's spelled Shannon. It's like a Shannen, something like that. And it was a very heartbreaking story. You know, you can tell the whole time, you know, she thought, you know who I'm talking about, girl, wasn't that story something else? Did you see that? And I mean, they stayed in the big old pretty neighborhood, had a good job, and she was doing a live because she loved to be on the camera. And I thought that was kind of weird. I'm like, you could tell her husband was kind of annoyed. Like my husband, for instance, most men don't like to be in the camera all the time, you know. And you could tell her husband was like a little annoyed sometimes, you know, because she live stream all the time. I mean, you know, you might have a man I might don't mind taking a picture once in a while, but it's like she lived for the cameras. And you could tell the guy, even though he seemed cool, calm, and collective, you could just tell he was agitated with her. And when she announced to him that she was pregnant, let me tell y'all, you can tell the look in his face, that guy was over it. And she was so oblivious, she couldn't peep it. And there's so many married women are so oblivious. They think everything is great in their marriage life and not even realize that their husbands are so freaking miserable with them. I've seen it 1,000 times. Oh, girl, me and my husband, we went to the Bahamas and we put Billy and soccer and we put Rebecca in the ballerina team and everything is just so wonderful. Me and my husband, we plan on going to the Bahamas. And when we get back from the Bahamas, you know, we're going to go ahead and open, you know, our own business, you know, and we're going to do this and that. And these women be swearing their marriages are so intact and their husbands can't stand them. This man, when she told this man she was pregnant, if y'all saw his reaction, y'all would have known that man was miserable with her, bro. I ain't trying to be funny. And this is no disrespect to her and her family because he ain't had no business killing her and those kids. If he was miserable and he wanted out of his marriage, he should have just left. He didn't have to kill her knowing she was pregnant with his son and them two girls. You know, and then they said the 5-year-old, basically, he had a hard time killing her because the 5-year-old was like, you know, like fighting, literally fighting them back. It was just really, really sad, y'all. It was really, really, really sad, you know. And the thing about it was she was so oblivious. I could look at him and tell this man is miserable with this chick. She is so miserable, but she was so busy live streaming and playing the camera. She's not looking in the background and noticing he's miserable. He's distant. He's not connecting. I'm like, you know, you have some women, they so in love with their marriage, but they not in love with their husband. Y'all ever notice that? They be in love with the marriage, but not in love with their husband. That's strange. I mean, you know, it just was really, you know, heartbreaking to me, but it just goes to show you, you don't have to be a certain race to not have problems. This man was definitely miserable with her. Coming to find out, he was having an affair. He was dealing with somebody. And I guess when she told him that she was pregnant, he lost it. He lost it. He did not even seem that excited. She even live streamed when she was announcing her pregnancy. I'm like, damn, you couldn't leave nothing to your imagination. You couldn't just wait till he got home and shared that with him personally. She live streamed everything. Everything. And I think, you know what it is, y'all? Let me tell y'all something. Let me school y'all to something right quick. Most couples that do the most showboating and do all the bragging and all the boasting, those are the couples that have the most troubled marriages. They have the most troubled marriages. It's always the ones that's bragging and making it seem like they got everything together. And their marriages are very, very troubled. And basically, the boasting and the bragging, that's their way of not having to deal with the reality of what's really going on. That's the key to it. Because if y'all both are really happy, you don't have to keep exploiting it to the world every freaking day. You don't have to keep going around, I'm so happy I'm married. I'm so happy I have my wife and my husband. If you're really happy with who you're with, you don't have to keep making a big deal out of it. But it's always like that. It's always the couples that have to put on the most, that be doing all that extraness, they be miserable. Because it come a point, if you've been married for a long time, you ain't got to do all that extra stuff. You know, I've been married, like I said, you know, God spent my life going on 19 years. We've been married 16, but we've been together 19 years. And when you've been married for a long time, let me tell you something, real married people, we don't do all that. Because every day is not a happy moment. Every day is not always wonderful. You have your days when you love each other to death, and you have your days when you can't stand each other. Now, all these couples who be going on social media doing the most, you got the live stream every time y'all go somewhere. You going to the grocery store, y'all live streaming it. He buying you flowers, you live streaming it. He take you out to dinner, you got to take pictures of it. All that's because that marriage is in a lot of turmoil. People that do the most showboating are the ones that got the most amount of problems in a marriage. And that's just the way it is. Um, Let me see. True, I've been married 30 years and it's work. Absolutely, beyond. Anybody who's been married for a long time, they have stories. They have real, they have you know, I tell anybody who's been married for a very long time, they have a lot of stories to tell you. They've had a lot of share of ups and downs. They've had real trials and tribulations. When you've been married for a long time, you have a lot to share that you have gone through. People who've been married for a long time can tell you they got some real stories. People who only been married, I guess, in the 5, 4, 3 years, they ain't hardly gone through nothing. Anybody that's been together 10 years or more, they got a whole lot of stories they can tell you. Because the truth of the matter is, the longer you are married, the more that you go through. And it really is. But my thing is, if you're going to go through it, it's better to go through it all with one person versus all these random relationships. Because when you're going through all these random relationships and you done gave a piece of yourself to so many different people, after a while, you're not going to have nothing worthwhile left to give to somebody who is worth of value, because you've given too much to yourself to too many different people. You spread yourself too thin. You done gave yourself to this man. You done gave yourself to this woman. And throughout all these random relationships, you've lost something. You didn't gain anything. You're not with these people. It takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot out of you when you've been with too many different people. When you've been with too many different men, you've been with too many different women, it will wear you down. You will age quicker than your time. What's up, 𝐜𝐡𝐚'𝐬? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. You late. Where's your tardy slip? All my late people, where's your tardy slip? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. What's up, GQ? I'm sorry, GK. Sorry, it's the wine. What's up, GK? What's up, EE? I already talked to EE. Y'all, it's the wine. It's just like I stated, people, that's why really nobody cannot knock marriage. I don't care what all somebody goes through in their marriage. You can't knock somebody who's been married for a long time, because that means they were willing to weather the storms. They were willing to overcome whatever they had to overcome. And some people don't have the tenacity to do that. You have some people, they will throw in the towel the first sign of trouble. They will throw in a towel. You got some men, they change more women than they change boxers. And you got some women, they change more men than they change hair colors. And my thing is, how long you think you're going to keep randomly being with all of these different men and being with all these different women? You're not gaining nothing out of that. If you're going to go through it all, you might as well go through that with one person. Why are you going to keep spreading yourself thin with all of these different people who's not even promised to be with you? Not to say that in marriage that person is promised to be with you, but if you're going to go through everything, then you might as well go through it all with one person. All of these different men, all of these different men, you've been with all of these different women, and women, you've been with all of these different men. You got all of these different baby daddies. You got all these different, and what you got to show for other than heartbreaks and kids? Yep, GQ. I keep calling. Oh my gosh, I may need to lay off of this. I've been butchering everybody's name. I've been butchering everybody's name tonight. Yeah, GK. Yep, I haven't forgotten. We still good. Let's see. Yeah, and that's what it is. Beyond, and again, like I tell people, marriage is for grown people. It is for grown people. If you're just getting married out of security, you're just getting married because you don't want to be alone, or you want somebody to take care of you financially. If you get into a marriage off a hidden agenda, it's guaranteed to come back and haunt you, because it's going to be things that you're going to go through. It's going to be experiences. Y'all both are going to experience trials and tribulations. And I tell you, everybody's not a cutout for marriage. If you're not a strong-minded woman or you're not a strong-minded man, you don't need to be married, because it's going to be some things that you're going to go through. And then forget all the fairy tales. Forget all the Disney movies. Forget all these soap operas, these love and hip hop, whatever you see on TV. And real life is not scripted. It's going to be things that you're going to go through. It's going to be things that y'all never would experience together. And believe, just like you're going to have hard times, but at the same token, you're going to have good times. Marriage is not, I just hate the fact that so many people in these YouTube streets, they are talking so reckless about black love. I'm always constantly hearing black men talk reckless about black women, and I'm constantly hearing black women talk reckless about black men, when really it has nothing to do with color. It has everything to do with the fact that you meet an individual that's spiritually compatible. The reason why black men and black women can't seem to progress into marriage, into a real relationship, is because we are focusing on the wrong things. You got too many people that are still focusing on looks. You got people that are focused on money. You got people focusing on getting somebody that's going to help them get on the come up. It's too many people that come into marriages with hidden agendas. And as long as you come into marriage and you come into relationships with false hopes, and you coming in because you're trying to gain something, and it's all about you, and you have hidden motives, it is not going to last. Let me see. Nolan, there's nothing in it for a man to get married. And Nolan, you're not the first guy I heard say that. Marriage is really what you make it. Is what you make it. Either you're going to be in it for the long haul, or either you're going to be one of those ones, and I'm not saying you in particularly, or either you're going to be one of those ones that's going to run at the first sign of trouble. Marriage is a job. It is a full-time job. Like I said, it's going to be things that you're going to go through. You go through heavy experiences, and see, this is the part that a lot of us are not prepared for. We think marriage is all about, the wedding dress, the venue, and the tuxedo, and you have all of these people come to celebrate you at your union. That's fine and wonderful, but when the marriage is over, now the wedding is over, now y'all got to deal with the real issues, because there's things that's going to happen. Y'all both have to put in effort. It's not just a man thing. It's not just a woman thing. It takes a lot of progress. Relationships are not hard with both parties on the same accord. Absolutely, Rep, and that's true. We always want to speak so negatively on relationships, but and there's nothing wrong with a black man and a black woman coming together. It is possible for a black man and a black woman to have a successful marriage, to have a successful relationship. It is possible. Do not let what you hear in these YouTube streets, do not let what you hear with these Hollywood divorces, do not let this stuff poison you and contaminate your thinking when it comes to marriage, to where you have this negative outlook. If you feel like that discourages you from wanting to get married, because really it's up to both of you two as the individuals. Because it's people out here, they're making it happen. They're progressing, even with their ups and downs. I mean, it's people even people in the Hollywood world. You got people like Denzel Washington and Pauletta Washington, who have been together for years and are still successful. You've never heard any scandals about them. If Denzel was out there, we never heard enough about it. They respected one another enough to not put it out there, and him not to be so open where he embarrassed her. You got people like Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, and I know these are not the best examples, because at the end of the day, they have their problems too. But what I'm saying is, black love is possible. It is possible. Do not let these YouTube streets and all of these things that you see discourage you from wanting to be with a black woman or a black man, because like I stated, you have all of these people in the YouTube streets that are trying to discourage black men from getting involved with black women, and black women from getting involved with black men. And the truth of the matter is, you have a lot of bitter, broken black women, and you have a lot of scorned black men. And the reason why I say that is because it's too many people on these YouTube streets. You have all these men who have these man cave channels, and they want to sit up here and discourage these other brothers who want to date black women. They're sitting up here giving this negative material, negative content, talking about black women, the gold diggers, black women of this and black women of that. You cannot make a general statement based on your own personal experiences. Just because all you dated was low common denominator black women, you cannot put all black women on the same level. And that is the same thing for these black women, these black women who got these bitter black women movement channels. They'll sit up here poisoning other black women who want black men, who want black love. They'll peer poisoning the other black women in the black community and telling black women, you need to swirl. You need to date outside your race. You need to do this. You need to do that. Let me tell you something. If she's what black women are understanding is, as much as we want to encourage each other to date other people and do all this and that, what we need to be doing is encouraging each other to make sure we are mentally stable to deal with any man of any race. Because let me tell you something, if you are not mentally stable as a black woman, it don't matter what man you get at any race, you're going to cause him problems. You're going to create chaos in his life and chaos in your life. Some people are not mentally stable. It don't matter. And some of you black men, it don't matter what woman you get. It don't matter if you get a Puerto Rican, black, white. You might can't keep a woman because you're mentally unstable. You may be a narcissist. You may be bipolar. See, this is the stuff in the black community that we don't want to talk about. We always want to point the blame on other people. Black women need to date this kind of men, and black men need these kind of women. No, what y'all need to do is make sure the people y'all are married to or the people that y'all are dating or trying to marry, you need to make sure they don't have any mental illnesses in their family. You need to make sure that there's no narcissism in their family. You need to make sure there's no bipolar, schizophrenic. It's a lot of black men and black women walking around here with all type of mental issues. And it got nothing to do with looks, because I know some very beautiful black women that are not mentally stable. And it's some nice looking, handsome black men that are not mentally stable. I don't care if you wear $2,000 suits. I don't care if his gator shoes is $800. He may not, his elevator might not go all the way up. He may be one fry short from a Happy Meal. He may be one donut away from a dozen of Krispy Kreme. Some people ain't right all the way upstairs. And that's the problem. When you're too busy looking at looks, you're looking at how good somebody look. What looks good to you don't mean that it's necessarily going to be good for you. It's a lot of mental people. Darius says, we use our five senses to attract a mate, but after marriage, we depend upon commitment to carry us further. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's again, it's very important that, you get to know a person. You really get to know their mental well-being before you get too heavily involved with them, because some people have come up with a very rough childhood. You have people that have experienced all type of, issues within their childhood. Everybody didn't have a healthy childhood. Everybody did not come up in a healthy household. You need to make sure that the black man or the black woman you're dating, that they don't have a perfect childhood, but you need to really make sure they at least had a stable childhood. Doesn't mean things were always perfect, doesn't mean they didn't experience problems. But when you have people that have been physically damaged or emotionally damaged, like you have some women who have experienced being molested or child abuse. If you don't know a woman has these type of issues and you marry this type of woman, you may be taking on more than you can handle. Or as a black woman, you may be dealing with a black man who's grown up in a household where he's seen his father be very abusive, and maybe he was molested, maybe he was abused. If you do not know the history of people that you're dating and people that you are in process of trying to build a relationship with, you are really setting yourself up for a grave mistake. It's very important that you do your research on people before you get too seriously involved. And it's too many black men and black women, y'all refuse to do your research. The moment somebody looks a certain way, you go by how they look and you think they're okay, and they're not okay. You need to make sure that our brain is intact. I don't care how big her breast is. I don't care how big her butt is. You need to make sure her breast is in her brain is intact. It don't matter if he got good stroke game in the bedroom, ladies. You need to make sure this dude is mentally stable. Because if he has problems and he's not mentally all the way there, what good is his stroke game? All right, so borderline woman, she calls them serious damage. You like, yeah, and it's a lot of them. Like I said, when we hear a scorned about MGTOW men. Let's see. Yeah, it's just it's just it's too many negative perceptions out there about black love, and it just has everything to do with it's what you make of it. And men can hide for years, but eventually it matters. I mean, we have to, we have to realize the truth of the matter is a lot of us are our own worst enemy when it comes to relationships. You as a grown woman, internally there's some battles that you're dealing with. It's a lot of scorned men and bitter women that are walking around here trying to act like they normal, trying to look like they normal, and trying to act like they got it all together because they got nice cars, nice jobs, got beautiful kids, got a beautiful wife, beautiful, handsome husband. And behind all of that is a broken man or a bitter woman with a lot of issues. And what has happened is there's a lot of Black men and Black women, they're hiding their pain behind the image they're portraying. They're hiding behind their success, or they're hiding behind their happiness that they're portraying. They're wearing masks. It's a lot of bitter Black women and broken Black men that are wearing masks. When I go to some of these channels and I hear a Black woman or I hear a Black man speak very negatively of other opposite genders, unlike a lot of these subscribers, I don't look at it like, oh, good. Finally, a Black woman could relate to me. She can relate and understand that all Black men are no good. Or some of you Black men may feel like, oh, finally, I got a brother who can relate to me. He knows all Black women ain't no good and ain't no this, ain't no that. What y'all are not realizing, this is a trick to a lot of these YouTube content creators out here. As I stated before, and I'll mention it again for people who didn't catch it on other contents that I have done. What is going on in these YouTube streets is people are only giving you advice based on their own personal pain and based on their own negative experiences. Like, in other words, some of these Black women, the content that they display on their YouTube channels and their platforms, if a Black woman could talk badly and recklessly about Black men every day in and day out, what that tells me is she's a bitter woman in a lot of pain, and she has not healed. While some of you sisters are going over there cheering them on and high-fiving them and giving them all these props and whoop-de-doo, yeah, girl, get them, girl. Tell these dudes what time it is. Let them know what time it is, blah, blah, blah. What you're not realizing is she's a broken woman. Because if I could sit up here and just talk bad about Black men all day, that just tells you I'm a woman in a lot of pain. And what I'm doing is I'm using my pain to promote people to my channel. A lot of these women that are doing these bitter Black woman movement are women that are in pain. And a lot of them are not going to admit that. Instead, the type of message they deliver is going to be to make these other bitter Black women out here believe that they have their best interests at heart. So while these women out here, you thinking these YouTube content females that are talking reckless about Black women in your mind, about Black men in your mind, you thinking they're supporting you, you thinking they understand you, they thinking they can relate to you. No, what it is, they're poisoning you. They are women in pain, and they want you to keep looking their wounds, and because you're in pain, you're going to lick their wounds. What it is, pain feeds off of pain. Pain is contagious. Pain is toxic, and that's what it is. When a person is in pain, for instance, if I'm a Black woman and I have not had good experiences with Black men, and I decided to do my content specifically on why Black women should hate Black men, do you know the majority of my supporters are going to be Black women that are in pain just like me? The majority of my subscribers are going to be Black women that are bitter just like me. And this is where the bitterness comes from. The bitterness comes from the fact that I am not woman enough to admit that a lot of things that I have gone through I brought upon myself because I was very promiscuous, or because I was very desperate, or because I lacked morals, I lacked values. So therefore, I made myself a target to have the wrong group of Black men to receive my energy. A lot of them are not going to say that. A lot of them are not going to say that. They're not going to say that the reason why I've gone through what I've gone through is because of the poor choices I made. What they're going to do is they're going to point the fingers and say, this is what this black man did to me. And this is why I'm swirling. This is why I'm dating outside. This is why I'm doing this. I'm doing that. A lot of it just comes from the fact that they are broken women. And the only people that's going to support these type of women are other broken women. If I want to bash black men all day long, I will have a lot of bitter black women that will be my supporters. They'll be the ones that's donating to my channel. They'll be the ones that will buy my books, buy my coffee mugs. Those will be the main ones to support me. People support pain. And it's no different than some of you brothers out here. These men who do these YouTube contents, these man cave content creators that specifically do content on nothing but black women, talk reckless about black women. The reason why a lot of these brothers are doing that because they are bitter and they're jaded. What has happened is too many black women burnt them. And what they have learned to do, they have learned to apply their own personal pains by poisoning other black men in the community who do have a desire to still deal with black women. They are trying to poison these other brothers because misery likes company. People want you to support their pain. While you thinking you're supporting their movement, in actuality, you are supporting their pain. So all of you black men that are supporting these black women haters, and you're sending in your donations and you're sending in your you're subscribing, doing this, you're not supporting his movement, you're supporting his pain. Same thing for you black women. All of these women who got these bitter black women movement and have nothing but female subscribers, you think you're donating to them. You're not donating to them, you're donating to their pain. How many people could feel where I'm coming from? Misery likes company. I'm going to only share with you my negative outlook on life so you can support my pain, so you can lick my wounds and pamper my negative emotions. And on beyond, you made a good point because I mentioned that in one of my contents before. A lot of these black women, y'all be going and supporting these brothers who can't stand black women. And I'm not saying that because you a man has his own preferences that you should support them. I will support a black man even if he doesn't care for black women. I don't have a problem with it. If that's his preference, I'm not going to knock him or disrespect him. But at the same token, though, I do know this, that no matter how much I support him, the moment I say two words, even if I'm donating to his channel, even if I'm wearing his t-shirt, even if I'm even bringing other women to his channel, the moment I say these two words, he's going to get rid of me. He's going to dispose of me. He's going to kick me off his panel. He's going to kick me out of his chat room. If I ever say the two words, I disagree, he's going to get rid of me. And that's what a lot of you black women are not understanding. These same brothers that you are supporting, you're donating to them, you're supporting them. The moment you go against what they say or you go against what they believe in, they're going to get rid of you. And the sad part is they're not going to give you back your donation. They're not going to give you back none of what you don't put into them. They're going to dispose you and kick you to the curb because people only want you to support their pain. Because my thing is, even if I'm doing the content and somebody disagrees with what I says, I'm not going to kick them out. I'm not going to get rid of them. If somebody comes on my panel and says, Mocha, I disagree, I have a different standpoint. But my thing is, you have to be careful who movement you support. And some of you black women, you think because you support men who think like this, you're going to have their best interests at heart. You think he's going to see you different from the other black women. No, he's not. If you're dealing with a black man that's already jaded and he already has a negative perception of black women, it don't matter how long you co-sign with him. He's still not going to see you no different. And the same thing with you men. But what I know about men, they don't do that. Once men know that there's a certain there's a certain sister who has a content and she's always against black men, most of y'all are smart enough. Y'all are not even going to support her brand. Y'all are not even going to go to her channel. Y'all not even going to go nowhere near it, which is smart, because you already know the moment you try to go on these sisters' panels, they're going to make a mockery out of you, and they're going to disrespect you. Now, some of my sisters, I don't understand that. Y'all are so quick to run and support these men, and the moment you disrespect them, or you ain't even got to disrespect them. You can just say something as simple, well, I disagree. I have a different standpoint. He's going to get rid of you. I've seen it all the time. I've seen some women who have supported some of these brothers for years. And Lord, as soon as she say one thing he don't like, he got rid of them. And it's sad that as grown men and grown women, we can't disagree without this, kicking each other to the curb. It's sad. Let's say it's sad, Mo. Can I stay away from negative people? I ended and almost marriage because of negativity. And rep, I appreciate you for saying that, because it's so many people out here, black men and black women, we could have had so much long time ago. But what happens is when that's why you have to be careful who you allow into your ear gate. Because who you allow into your ear gate will eventually, whatever you allow in your ear gate, you're allowing it into your spirit. You're allowing it into your spirit. When you listen to nothing but negativity, it's like me being a black woman. And like I said, I've been married been with my husband almost 19 years. If I sit around black women all day who talk bad about black men, that's going to discourage me. That's going to discourage me for even wanting my marriage. If I hear that all day, do y'all not realize negative stuff is contagious? It's toxic. Do you realize it takes over spiritually? You can't be listening to all kind of stuff, because people will deter you. People will have you second guessing yourself. When there's nothing wrong with the wife you got, there's nothing wrong with the black fiance you got. Y'all working on getting married. Things are going good. You sitting around a lot of negative brothers, they're going to make you second guess yourself. If that's all you hear day in and day out, oh, black women ain't this, black women ain't that. Soon as y'all have a little disagreement, then it's coming to your mind. You see what? Them dudes told me this is why you don't need to deal with black women. You hear it long enough, you're going to believe it. That's all you sitting around. That stuff is poisonous. I'm telling you, don't play with negativity. Let me tell y'all something. Negativity is worse than crack. You sit around that stuff too long, it's going to take over. And I'm guilty of it. I mean, it's been times, me and my husband having a good day, and I had a girlfriend call me and tell me this going on, and her husband this and that, and I'm talking to her, and now it's making me reflect on stuff we've been on the past, with things we've been through in the past. Even though right now we're in a good space, I'm listening to all this negativity. That stuff is toxic, man. You can't be. That's why I tell y'all, be careful who y'all subscribing to. It's okay if every once in a while you get a brother that got an opinion about black women. That's cool. Even if he says, I don't date black women, it's okay if he got an opinion. But if that's day in and day out, he just talk about black women like trash all day. Do you realize if that's all you listen to, that stuff is going to contaminate you? It's going to poison your way of thinking. What's up? Do me a favor. Yeah. Just give me a little, pour me some glass of wine in here. Yeah, it's right on the side. You'll see it's a little bit left in the jar. Yours is the only female run channel I rock with you, but you keep it around. I respect that. Yeah, no, absolutely freelance, and I appreciate it. Like I said, it's not about trying to outshine another person's channel. It's not about trying to make black women look bad, or I'm trying to make myself look like this and like that. But my thing is, I've gone through real things in real life, and it comes a point where, when wisdom comes understanding and maturity. When you've gone through enough in life, you have no choice but to be real. Because the more you try to sit there and you try to front and act like, everything is perfect and you don't have no issues, that's where you get embarrassed. And I'm gonna be honest with you, people who are real, you're not going to keep friends long. You're not going to keep people in your life long. Because everybody doesn't appreciate realness, and sometimes realness, it makes people have a dislike for you when you're not. Oh, thank you. When you're not. Oh, yeah. Put a little bit of ice in, just a little bit of ice. Yeah, you can, matter of fact, remember that bottle, so I got to keep off. Yeah, just add some ice to that. And I appreciate it. And that's it. When you real, you're not gonna keep nobody for a long time. As long, for one, not only that, when you real, you're not gonna keep friends for a long time. And when you're positive, you're not going to keep people for a long time. Thank you. Because people like negativity. People want to go where there's entertainment. People don't want to be educated. People want to be entertained. People want to go where the drama is. And what's starting to happen is a lot of the YouTube streets, they are straying away more from the truth. And they're going more towards negative content, because negativity is what draws people into you. Because you have to realize there's a lot of people walking around in pain. There's a lot of people that are bitter. It's a lot of people that are jaded, and people want to go where somebody's going to lick their wounds. People want to go where somebody's going to pamper their negative emotions. That's pretty much what it boils down to. And if you're not on that level, you're not going to get a lot of subscribers. You're not going to get a lot of donations, because people want to go where the action is. But what they're not understanding is, at the end of the day, most of these content creators, they don't care about their subscribers. They care about donations. And if they see that if all they got to do is constantly give negative content, if negative content is what's helping them to get subscribers, is what's helping them to get donations, that's what they're going to keep striving for. They're not going to care that what you're saying and what you're putting out there is not, is not edifying. It's not helping anybody grow. It's not helping anybody mature. Because when I'm trying to be funny, when I go to some of these channels and I hear men screaming to the top of their lungs, and I hear women screaming to the top of their lungs, black men ain't this and black women ain't that. All I hear is pain. You are a man in a lot of pain. You are a black woman in a lot of pain. You can't talk to somebody without screaming. You got to be pit bull all the time. It's because you are in a lot of pain. What's up, Gabe? What's up, Gabe Talk Media? How's it going? Appreciate it. Yeah, don't forget the thumbs up, y'all. Yeah. Whenever a person is screaming to the top of their lungs, that's a lot of emotion behind that. You can't always listen to what people say, but listen to how they say it. If you got a man that's a screamer, or a woman that's a screamer, with those screams, with that tone of voice, it's a lot of pain in it. You have to really look into how they say it, not what they say. You have a lot of broken men and broken women. You have a lot of scorned men and scorned women. Now, when we hear the word scorn, we think it's just something black women are. We always hear the word scorned black women. Do y'all not realize it's a lot of scorned black men out there as well? Scorn. And that's why I can never understand why people are so one-sided. Why they always just want to stay on one gender. Why we only want to talk about how black men are. Why we only want to talk about black women problems. The truth of the matter is, we all got problems. We all are effed up. We all got issues. Why do we always want to pick out the opposite sex? What do I look like constantly going in on black men all day, when I know good damn well it's black women who got issues too? Because again, people want to draw people's emotions in that are going through the same struggles as they going through. And that is where a lot of y'all are being manipulated with these YouTube streets. And I've never seen so much beef. I've never seen so much drama. There's too many YouTube content creators that are talking reckless about each other, exposing each other dirty laundry, exposing each other business. I'm like, y'all are grown-ass men and grown-ass women. You mean to tell me y'all couldn't settle all of this behind closed doors? Why y'all have to go on these live streams? Why y'all have to go on these platforms and air each other dirty laundry and tell each other business? And see, this is another thing I get sick of. If I go to your channel, I hear a bunch of black women just going in on one black woman, on one black woman. And the thing about it, I mentioned this the other day, you know, uh, uh I noticed what brings a lot of black women together, and I mentioned this on one content. A lot of black women come together when they all hate one, when they all got the same common hate for one other black women. Y'all ever notice that? Same thing. I notice a lot of these black men that are in the YouTube streets, they will get on their panel. And if all of them had it out with the same black woman, do y'all not realize they will do 2-3 hours talking about the same black woman on their panel the whole goddamn time? And it's crazy. Black people only want to come together when they all have the same common enemy. Do y'all not notice that? I talked about this, I think, I think day before yesterday I did live. That's the only time they come together. They used to work with some, and what was sad is that they were older guys, bitter as a sour. Yes, it's bitterness on so many levels, rep. Bitterness is not just a disease black women have. You got some black men out there that's just a scorn and bitter. I'm like, dude, you need counseling. That's what I'm saying, freelance. They would get on their panel. I'm like, who? I would never even make nobody that important to where I'm going to sit up there on my panel and talk about them for 5-6 hours and talk about them with other black women who got a problem with them. Because I've seen it one too many times. I've seen people come together on these panels because they all done fell out with the same person. You know, that's like, for example, let's say if me, freelance, Gab, and Rep, we all got panels, we all got channels, and we all got into it with EE, who got her own channel. I said we all gonna get together on my panel and talk about EE for the whole 12 hours. We all gonna go back and forth, sharing the same lame, dry stories. Yeah, and that's why when she was over here, I had to kick her out. Yeah, and that's when she was over here, I had to kick her out too, because she came over here talking about, yeah, and yeah, that's why, yeah, she want to do this and do that. I'm like, y'all too grown, man. It's such a turnoff. I'm just so irritated with these YouTube folks. That's why I don't invite all kind of people to my panel. I do not need that negative energy. As much as I would like to, you know, bring all kind of people on, the more and more I see this stuff, it makes me not even want to be bothered, because my thing is, the moment me and you fall out about something, how I know on your next panel, you're not going to get together with 3 or 4 other people that may be having some beef with me, and y'all all sit up there and talk about me for 10 hours. What's up, Tony? How's it going? Thank you for coming in. Yeah, tonight, I know I've been digressing, but yeah, tonight is Ask Mocha Anything. If anybody got any advice, they want my opinion about something, you know, basically it's a free for all night. Subscribers can ask me anything. The only thing I ask is whatever you ask me, I want to stray away from religion, politics, and talking about other YouTube content creators, because I don't need that kind of negative energy brought here. But other than that, I don't have any problems asking any questions. That's what you know what, freelance, and I've seen that. I've did a drive-by on some of these channels, and I would listen to these sisters go at each other's throat and listen to these men go at each other's throat. I go to sleep. I know I can get off, I log off. I take me a bath, I get something to eat, I lay down for about 2 hours, I watch me a movie for about another hour, I log back on, and they still bickering. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, I can't take it. That's what I'm saying. It's just because what has happened is, you know, people done got too many egos, man. People get a certain amount of subscribers, people get a certain amount of donations, and they start smelling themselves. They get the big head. And I'm gonna tell y'all who's causing a lot of drama. I haven't had that problem so far, But I'm gonna tell y'all what's causing the problem. It's a lot of subscribers. They're the ones that are boosting this mess up. And these YouTube content creators, y'all are idiots for even following up behind these subscribers, because they coming back and telling you stuff, and then they going back to your arch enemy on the other channel and they telling the other stuff. It's nothing but these doggone subscribers. They title tellers. These subscribers ain't nothing but snitches. I'm gonna say snitch scribers, not subscribers, snitch scribers. We got a lot of snitch scribers who like to go back and tell other YouTube content creators what the other one said. I'm like, really? We still in kindergarten? We still want to get upset because somebody said something that we don't like? It's just so much childish grown folks, man. I'm like, we got bigger stuff to worry about. We got bills to pay. We got children to raise. You know, I'm like, I'm never going to make, if I can help it, I'm never going to make somebody online get me that upset. Half of these people y'all upset with, you never going to run into them. You're not going to run into them into the store. You're not going to run into them in the laundry mat. Y'all mad with people who live in a whole nother state way across another side of the world. You ain't even going to see them like that. It's just ridiculous. They go to the whole worship and then some. I need to start logging off. I just because someone doesn't. Yeah, I'm just telling you. It just YouTube done got it. But it's not YouTube that's gotten messy. It's the people on YouTube. It's these content creators. They're being messy. YouTube don't do nothing to no one. It is these grown men and grown women who don't know how to act. Who just, you know, childish, man. It's a never ending story. I'm just tired of hearing grown men and grown women go back and forth all day. I mean, I'm not knocking them, that's their thing, but you know, I got bigger fish to fry. See, I got it around later. Okay, it's been fun. Oh, no problem, freelance. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging in there. Till next time, you be safe now. Yeah, it's just too much. It's too much chaos on the YouTube streets. That's why I don't really deal with too many people. You know, a lot of people think you be trying to be funny and all of that, and oh, she arrogant, or she thinks she all of that. It got nothing to do with me thinking I'm all that. I'm just not, you know, you have to realize spiritually when you just don't connect with some people. I don't care if they got over 200,000 subscribers. If the majority of your content is negative, I don't want to be on your panel, and I'm not going to invite you to mine. I'm just in a different mindset. I just don't have the energy for it, because that stuff is draining. Negative energy is draining. When somebody just keeps feeding you negativity all the time, it's just draining. It takes back by itself for YouTube, like Facebook. Exactly. I'm telling you, we do it every time. We can't never just take something and enjoy it. We got to mess it up. We got to ruin it. We got to bring drama. We got to bring chaos. We can't just be great. Black lives matter. Why can't we just be great? We just can't be great. And remember, y'all, this Ask Mocha anything. Y'all need my advice about anything or my opinion about something, this would be the time to ask me, because I'll be logging off for probably about another maybe 20 minutes. I'll probably get ready to wrap things up. So this would be the time to ask me. If you want to ask me anything about myself, as long as it's not about my sex life, I'll be glad to answer. Oh goodness. Yeah, you know, again, it's just that, you know, it's so many you know, as Black people, you know, too many of us are seeking validation, even if it's negative, even if we're, you know, we're constantly seeking attention, even if it's negative attention. I need to know the winning lotto numbers. That's you and me both. I need to know the damn winning numbers, but it'd be just my luck. The only bad part with winning lotto, the only bad part with that is, man, when you win big money like that, you get all kind of people coming out the woodworks, man. One thing about it, when you broke, nobody bothers you when you broke. One thing about it, being broke means you have peace. When you broke, you have peace. Nobody want to mess with you when you broke. Nobody want to hang out with you when you ain't got no money. Soon as you have some money, oh, you got people claiming you family. Oh, I'm your cousin, daddy, mama, on your sister, uncle, brother, daddy them side. You got all kind of people who want to claim you, all kind of people who want to be related to you. I remember that guy in Jamaica. He won a big one, and he got smart. He put a mask on. He put on a mask. I guess he said, "Oh, hell no. I don't want nobody coming to me and ask me for nothing." He had on like that same mask you see in the movie Scream. He put on a mask. I can't blame him. Because when you get money like that, I'm telling you, and of course it'd be a blessing. I'm not saying I would turn it down now. I ain't gonna be phony like that, but I'm telling you, in the words of Biggie Smalls, more money, more problems. When you have money, that's when people start making you a target. I've seen too many stories when people hit the lotto big, daughter got strung out on drugs, sometimes having too much, it can damage people. Everybody, as much as everybody wants to be a millionaire, everybody can't be a millionaire because some people cannot handle money. Some people, money just makes you more what you are. If you already hoish when you broke, you're going to be even more hoish when you a millionaire. If you're already stingy while you broke, you're going to be even more stingier when you're a millionaire. If you mean and nasty while you broke, you're going to be mean and nastier when you rich. Money just enhances more, makes you more what you already are. That's the only thing. I will tell in a minute, get the hell out of my face by my sister break. I agree. I just hope whoever gets it is somebody who needs it. It's always these senior citizens who don't have long to be here, who always win it, or it's always the ones who already well off and make good money, got pretty good careers. They're the ones, they're not in the, they're the ones who always get it. It's never the ones who really need it the most. So you have to be careful. That's the thing about it. When you win money like that, you have all kind of people that's targeting you. I done seen, people kill each other. I've never have y'all heard of that story? I think I'm gonna see if I can pull it up about that millionaire. When he won a lotto, Dally Rumple wins lotto. Yeah, he had won a lotto, and what happened was, of course, he took care of his family, and I remember he opened a popcorn shop and all of that, and he was doing really, really good, of course, after he won all of those millions. And sure enough, what he was doing was when he had got the money, he was having a little fling with his wife. You saw that, EE? Yes, I can't remember the man's name. I'm trying to find him. I remember it was Lotto. Dang it. Murdered. Yeah, I remember the gentleman. That was a really sad story, y'all. That was one of the worst stories I have ever seen, man. I mean, the run into a blessing that big, that's what I said. Some blessings come with curses, man, because when people know you got a dollar, people just really start to acting up, man. People will show their true colors. It's just, you would think once you get an opportunity like that, your life would be so much easier. That all your worries will go away. And in some instances, it creates more problems. You know what I mean? Because some people are greedy. Money brings greed. Money brings enemies. Like I said, one thing about being the poor man doesn't have any enemies. Rich man gonna always have enemies because gonna always be somebody, that's out to get you. I'm trying to find the name of the man who was killed, but I know he was having an affair with his sister's with his wife. Was his sister? I think it was his wife's sister. And basically at the time when he was messing with her, he was giving her money. He bought a nice condo, was looking out for her. And yeah, matter of fact, yeah, that was his sister-in-law. I found him. I found him, y'all. I found him. Yeah, his name was Jeffrey Dampler. I'm gonna see if I can share the screen. Let me see if I can share the screen with y'all. Let me see if I can share it and let y'all see. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna share it with y'all right quick. This was one of the. I think this was one of the worst lotto stories, man. This was really ugly because I watch a lot of ID Discovery Channel, y'all. I'm like a criminal justice freak. So I watch all of that stuff. And when I saw the story, it was just really heartbreaking. Yeah, he was having an affair. Why is my screen sharing tripping? Yeah, he was having an affair. This guy who won lotto, his name was Jeffrey Dampier. He was having an affair with his sister-in-law. And when he had got that big money, he was taking care of her, brought her a nice condo, was looking out for her, giving her stuff and all of that. And at the same time, he was messing with her, right? So what happened was he saw she was getting greedy. Every time he turned around, she wanted more money. He got tired of it. You know what I'm saying? So he started cutting off. So sure enough, she met this thug dude. And when I tell you, that was the day his whole life changed. This is the guy here. If you want to, when you tonight, when I log off, y'all can actually look him up on YouTube. The documentary is very interesting. They have the documentary on YouTube for those who want to see it. Yeah, if y'all put in this name here, Jeffrey Dampier, and YouTube, they got several documentaries on it. It's a very sad story, y'all. Him and his ex-wife won the Illinois lottery jackpot in 1996. They eventually divorced and split the money 50-50 soon after. Jeffrey met Crystal. Let me see. Is this the right one? Okay, I didn't know him and the wife was divorced. I thought they was together at the time. Okay. Once in Florida, Dampier used the money to invest in a popcorn business called Cassie's Gourmet Popcorn. Shortly after, Jeffrey moved Crystal's two sisters, Victoria and Terry Jackson, to Tampa as well. With no means of their own, Dampier took care of both of the sisters' finances and continued to buy presents for many of the family members, including his sister-in-law, Victoria Jackson. Now, keep in mind, he was having an affair with his sister-in-law, Victoria Jackson, y'all. On July 22nd, 2005, Dampier was murdered by Victoria Jackson and her boyfriend, Nathaniel Jackson. You remember this one, E.E.? Yeah. You'll never hear. I don't blame you, Azurin. That's the safest thing. I do not blame you. Exactly. If anybody do, keep it to yourself. But please send me at least 100,000 to my PayPal account, and I won't tell nobody a soul that you sent it. That's all I'm saying. Just hook a sister up, and I won't say a word. I won't tell nobody you gave me no PayPal. I sure won't. Anywho, on July 26th, Dampier was murdered by Victoria Jackson and her boyfriend, Nathaniel Jackson, presumably for his jackpot winnings. Dampier was lured to Jackson's apartment by Victoria Jackson, who claimed that she had car problems. Dampier's hands and feet were bound with shoelaces. Nathaniel Jackson then pointed the gun at Dampier and forced him into the van. Terry Jackson, Victoria's sister, was also at the scene of the murder. Afterwards, Nathaniel gave the shotgun to Victoria and reportedly said, "Shoot him or I'll shoot you." Dampier was shot in the back of the head. So anyway, Victoria Jackson was tried and found guilty of first-degree murder, armed kidnapping, and armed carjacking. She was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences. Her thug boyfriend, Nathaniel Jackson, was also given the same thing. Let's see. And I remembered his wife was saying, let me see if I can find a picture of them. I remember his wife was saying that, she admitted, she said, "You know what? If I knew all of this was going to happen, I would have told them to keep that lotto check, because it brought so many problems." You would think finally when you get blessed with something, your problems are going to go away. But in some instances, it gets worse because some people just don't want you to be great. Some people just don't want you to win. Let me pull up some of these pictures. Yeah, but this was, let me see. This was the guy here who won it. My crazy internet. Let's see. This was him here. What he won? 20 million? Let me see. You know, man, and make it so bad. He was taking care of everybody. He was giving everybody money, and yet still it wasn't enough. This was the boyfriend that was in on that was in with the sister-in-law that he was having an affair with. So this is her thug boyfriend. He was the one who assisted her with murdering him. This was the law that he was uh that caused him to get killed. So as y'all can see, it was a very bad situation. He started a popcorn company. So he was really trying to do some really big things for his family. So him and his family wouldn't struggle. And as always, I mean, some people, no matter how much you give them, even if you put them on, you know, some people, once they get, you know, once they get bit by the jealousy bug, I mean, it don't matter what all you do, you know, for them. You know, you just, some people, it'll never be enough. But that was a really bad situation. I remember that guy. He was well liked and well respected. And you know, after winning such a huge lotto, you thought his troubles would have been over. And unfortunately, it had begun. It had gotten worse. And the sad part is he's in the grave, and two of these people are in jail for life. So it's just a real sad situation, y'all. That's why I really, you know, you have to be careful what you pray for. That's all I can say. Be careful what you pray for. But definitely on that note, it's definitely been nice you know, doing this little chat. I hope I was able to get to everybody and answer as many questions as possible. For tonight's content, Mocha Ask Anything. If you was not able to get all your questions in, that's fine. You're welcome to email me if you didn't get a chance to ask me what you want to ask me, or maybe it was too personal. You didn't want to ask me in front of a lot of people. I can understand that as well. Yeah, you're welcome to reach out to me and everything. So again, I definitely appreciate all y'all for hanging out with me and rocking with me. And again, my brand has been expanding and I've been doing pretty well because all of y'all have been so supportive. Y'all have been very encouraging. Y'all been bringing a lot of positive energy. So again, I definitely appreciate each and every one of you who have been such loyal subscribers, and you have been donating. You have been very supportive. Again, I definitely thank each and every one of y'all. And I will continue to keep doing just what I've been doing. I will be giving y'all the best advice as far as wisdom and knowledge and sharing spiritual awareness. As I also stated, for anybody who's interested in booking a trip, I have my own let me see if I could post it again. I have my own travel agency. For those of you who want to make plans for the summer, for spring break, maybe you and your wife want to get away, maybe you want to take the kids away, or whatever the case may be, you're welcome to go to my website. And the good thing is you can book a trip without me. You don't have to get my authority. You don't have to get my permission. If you want to go on there and book a trip, or you want to just rent a car or something like that, you're welcome to do it. I'm with a agency that has all the connections. You will really get good travel deals. You will get really good sales and discounts and everything if you decide to use my website. Let me see if I could also share that as well. So I will share my website for those of you who would like to possibly book a cruise, or let me see, or you want to book a plane ticket, or you want to go somewhere internationally. This is actually my website right here. I can be contacted. My number is on there as well if anybody has any questions to ask me. But yeah, this is what I am doing on the side of outside of blogging and everything. So again, for anybody who's interested, you can come on this website and you can book your hotel rooms and you can do everything that needs to be done. You don't need my permission, or you can email me if you're ever interested in traveling. Also, for those of you who are interested in getting a cheaper cable provider service, I also have that as well. Espresso Streams is also the name of my personal live stream cable company. For those of you who are paying way too much for cable, I can actually give you a better deal. I have 7,000 channels to offer, and you'll only be paying $25 a month. And that's included with free pay-per-view channels as well. So for those of you who want to save more money on your cable, I can definitely help you with that department. If you want to do a free trial, I can send you a free trial tonight. You have to have a Fire Stick though, and you have to have internet. As long as you got those two things, I can actually send you a free trial if you want to check it out before you buy it. I'm just trying to save y'all some money. Y'all paying all these high cost, expensive cable companies like Comcast and Dish Network and Direct TV. You know, I can give you something much better, and you're only paying $25 a month. And it's not a contract. You're not obligated at any time. You can quit the services, and if you want to go back to Comcast or go back to your regular service cable service provider, you can do that. But I definitely believe that you will be more happier with my cable services. Yes, I have international, Nolan. You can go on my website and check that out. I have all of that. Yep, I can get you to travel. Europe, Africa, it don't matter. All of that is on my site. Absolutely. Yeah, so anybody can go in there anytime and book anything, or if you'd rather me hook it up for you and I plan a trip and I book everything for you, you're welcome to do that as well. Whatever floats your boat. Some people like to do stuff on their own. Some people rather get somebody to assist them. So however you want me to do it. So yeah, Nolan, that's not a problem. For those who are interested in the cable, I do have a video that I uploaded. If you look into my videos, you'll see that I did a video on cheap cable. It was $30, but I brought it down to 25. So you can go in there and check out the video. I put on there all of the channels that you get with my cable package. So again, it's up to you. Or if you're comfortable paying what you're paying, then that's fine. Let me see what else. Yeah, I'm telling you, you know, you can't tell black folks when you got money, because everybody gonna know. The mailman gonna know, your old third grade principal gonna know, everybody's gonna know. I promise you. Absolutely. So again, y'all, I thank all y'all for hanging out with me tonight at Ask Mocha Anything. It's been wonderful. I had a great time, and I look forward to seeing all y'all again. And I have 2 more parts left on Black Love Chronicles. I'm actually going to get my husband to do one of those videos with me. So y'all will also be able to get some advice from a black man's standpoint about black love and black relationships. So be on the lookout for that, okay? So other than that, y'all, again, I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the donation. Thank y'all for the positive energy. And remember, I'm your girl, Lady Mocha. If you ever need anything, just holler at me. I'm going to always break you off with a slice of truth and break you off with a slice of knowledge. So on that note, y'all, it's been real, and I'm out. Y'all take care. Bye.